Have you ever had that one friend who swears up and down that Guest sucks and plays really badly? Or maybe you're also skeptical of Guest. Those videos you've seen of Guest being good is cherry picked after all. But what if you're just playing Guest wrong? What if secretly Guest isn't as bad as everyone thinks? Well, let's find out. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a few days since my last upload, but I'm still going strong on my 2 videos a week promise. Today's video topic is something that honestly I never thought I'd be saying about Guest in Forsaken. Over the past few months, Guest as a survivor in Forsaken has went from being one of the worst to play to being one of the most enjoyable and underrated sentinels in the whole game. And again, no, I'm not talking about some occasional clips. He's genuinely gotten really good with the new loops and techs people have found over the months. So let's go over them. If you enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe and join my Discord. We have game nights every few days that you can join to be part of videos.
Kindness is kind.
Hatred is kindness is kindness. Oh god, that's a sword at me!
I'd also like to thank you guys for helping me hit 15,000 subscribers. Thanks to this, I can get a lot more benefits on YouTube and get that one content creator role in the Forsaken Discord, and more people can even see my content. Isn't that sweet? With that being said, let's get started. Alright, before we properly get into the technical stuff, let's talk about how Guest functionally works as a character. Guest, or Guest 1337, or Elite if you want to say the full name for some odd reason, is a sentinel that trades off not having an already unlocked stun in return for low cooldowns and a higher health pool. The entire point of Guest is to be more of a bodyguard to your team, keeping them alive while fending off the killer by parrying them and blocking their attacks whenever necessary. However, this is a lot easier said than done. Before I get into that, however, let's get more specific with his moveset. Guest has a pretty basic passive, Made to Last, which just gives him 115 HP, the largest out of any survivor outside of a really lucky chance. He also has hit priority over other survivors, which is really good for body blocking and keeping other survivors alive if they're lower health than you. Guest has 3 moves, so let's start with his most simple one, Block. Yeah, it's quite literally a block. It makes Guest immune to most melee attacks, with some exceptions, if the killer attacks Guest while he's in its block state. He'll gain a charge of his punch and gain speed 1. The killer will also be slowed down for about a second. During his block, Guest's movement speed is slowed by 80% for 2 seconds. So, if you miss this block, the killer is going to easily be able to hit you. Usually, a killer would counter a missed block by using Gashing Mood as Jason, Walk Speed Override as Cool Kid, or Mass Infection as 1x. Noli and John Doe don't have as volatile punch options, but 2 M1s from a John Doe and a successful Void Rush will still absolutely destroy your health bar. Next up, Charge. This is the best Guest move and his most consistent move that you will be using the most. It's literally in the name. Guest does a charge for 1.5 seconds. If Guest lands his charge on the killer is knocked back and they can't use their abilities for 1.25 seconds. I'm not sure why it isn't listed as straight up helpless, because that's functionally what it is. But oh well. There used to be a stacking nerf where if you charge into the killer while another Guest already had charged 10 seconds before, Guest would have taken 15 damage and the charge's effect wouldn't even have worked. However, this has just been changed to the Guest not knocking back the killer and the effect of the charge just not working. You can't recharge stamina while using this move, but you can try to get around this by charging into a minion, which allows you to get some last ditch distance as Guest. I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you're completely out of stamina and need that last bit of distance however. And his final move, Punch, which is pretty self-explanatory. Again, after a small wind up of 0.8 seconds, Guest punches forward, gains resistance 2 during the punch, and if it lands, it stuns the killer for 2 seconds. For its wind up time being so slow, it sounds kinda bad, right? Wrong actually. If Guest punches within a second of landing a successful block, the windup is only 0.625 seconds and Guest manages to stun the killer for a juicy 3.5 seconds. This is, I think, the second longest stun in the game outside of Chance, so landing this is really rewarding. However, this can be really predictable, which is why saving your punches sometimes for later could be a better idea, as the speed you get with a successful block allows you to gain a sufficient amount of distance from a killer in a chase, where you can stun them for a small amount of time later to try and maintain the advantage. Alright, now with his moveset out of the way, allow me to explain to you the drawbacks of using these moves. First off, using block, as I've said, can be extremely predictable depending on the situation. For example, a killer corners you in a chase. What is your first reaction when the killer seems like they're about to do an undodgeable move? Block, of course. And just like that, the killer has stood still all of a sudden, stared into your soul, and then killed you within a few moves. This is the most common trap of new guests. Only new killers would wildly swing at a guest without any fear of blocks. Playing guest is all about the mind games. But to understand how to play mind games yourself, allow me to explain how killers try to counterplay you. Countering guest might seem intimidating to new killers, but when you learn usual guest habits, he becomes one of the most predictable sentinels. In fact, almost every killer, except John Doe, can punish him severely for messing up his blocks. For example, Jason, even though all his moves are blockable for guests, is one of the most difficult killers for him to deal with. Some more heroic guests will attempt to block in front of lower HP survivors to try and tank the hit for them. But with Jason's unique passive that allows all his moves to hit multiple targets, it's actually pretty difficult to pull it off, considering that if you even get a block, you'll have to consider that the survivor you're blocking for will take damage anyways. As a killer, it's very common to see guests blocking an ongoing gashing wound. Keep it in mind for when you're chasing them later, and make sure to move slightly to your left or right, because if you don't, you'll get caught up in the long lunge of guest stun, messing you up. If you're Jason, it's even easier. Simply just bait it out with Raging Pace to be immune and deal massive damage with a Gashing or M1. Cool kids tend to have some trouble with guests these days, especially with walk speed becoming even more predictable, which majority of the time gives any competent guest a free punch. But don't forget, you are a cool kid after all. A single mistake, walk speed into an instant death combo. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Bonus points for emoting as Mafioso too. For 1x, guest is practically a non-issue, with entanglement punishing as missed blocks. Especially with helpless being a factor, some genius guests will attempt to block your close-up math infection, which in most cases is a free 35 damage and an almost guaranteed kill. And even when they predict your M1, you will most likely be fine, since your M1 hitbox is tiny at best, leading the guest to miss unintentionally, leaving him for a free punish that you didn't even plan for. Thanks, Milestone 2 guest. I'm sure you'll hit the parry next time. Oh, and John Doe can just M1 twice. It's kinda boring, but if you feel flashy, you can also use spikes. Now, how will you play against the killer's mind games? Well, first off, just a small reminder to subscribe and join my Discord. That being said, one of the most simple things to do as guests, and this works against even the most competent players, stare at them. I'm genuinely serious. They'll be extremely wary of your block, but eventually they'll crack under the pressure and try to hit you with a punish move early, looking at you, Jason's Gashing Wound. Since these are pretty reactable, you parry them as soon as they launch a long wind-up attack. Note that this is an absolutely terrible idea against 1x, considering the fact that your resistance will be ignored due to 1x's passive. Another useful way is blocking out a dispenser or sentry.
But Sharky,
I hear a prepubescent voice say,
that's the most obvious guest tech ever. It never works.
which is why it actually does work. Against newer killers, it'll work just as normal, and for experienced killers, think of it from the killer's point of view.
Oh, I should destroy the sentry, or that guest will be as stupid to block at the sentry because I'd easily be able to kill them.
This is where the mind games come in. Go hide and only run in to block the sentry at the second M1. They usually never see it coming. It just somehow works. This somehow works the best with 1x's due to their extremely slow M1 too. So don't be afraid to go in when there's a sentry or a dispenser and get those parries. Other stuff I like to do is pretend that my block is on cooldown, tank a hit or two, which eventually gets the killer more comfortable with chasing me. Then I seemingly trap myself in a corner, and that's when I strike. I block and boom, free parry. Remember to be using shift lock or camera motion when aiming a punch, otherwise your counter is going to have a lower chance of hitting. Other mind games you can do is pretend like you're going to parry, but just run off with your speed 1 instead. Later in the match, stalk the killer. They'll be afraid of your punch charge, and the second they let their guard down, you can interrupt the chase they're in with a punch. The killer will hate you for this. The double punch tech is also really good. If you already have a punch charge and you need to parry the killer, input both block and punch at the same time, so when you've parried the killer, you get your punch charge back. There's also this thing you can do that I like to call the rage bait meta. There's 2 emotes you can use as guests that makes you look like you're blocking. On most default guest skins, you should use guy raised by flies, as it just looks like him blocking. Once the killer thinks you failed your block their punish attempt and get a free parry. If you're on a Milestone 3 or 4 skin for guests, use Virtual Insanity. It's basically the same thing. If you do end up failing a block, try to charge immediately. That 1 second of helpless you give the killer could be vital to buying time for your survival to set up another sentinel to stun the killer for you, and for you to dodge out of the way of what could have been a really bad punish. Now, a thing about a lot of survivors is that depending on their map, they have varying efficiency. An aspect that was fantastically done in my opinion with Guest's moveset and overall playstyle is that he isn't overly map dependent, unlike survivors like Dusakar, who can really only fully utilize their skills in fairly open but quite protected elevated areas. For example, Brandon's Place's castle area. Most of the time, it's mostly the same concept for Guest. You just need to try and block and parry killers to protect his team, with maps more so working with him to assist in giving him a nice advantage. Some of these maps can be a good boost to help extend chases with good charge points, but it isn't really a downside if such areas aren't available at the moment, as Guest is pretty flexible as a character. Most maps in Forsaken usually have areas where the elevation is just tall enough to allow Guest to charge the killer off the heights. It'll be a huge liability for the killer, as they have to quickly get back up, wasting a lot of their stamina, or they'll lose quite a good amount of time in their chase. Worse, the target they were chasing could even get away. However, not all maps were made to have the same amount of accessibility and ease of body blocking. Some maps are just much easier to impede the killer in their tracks, such as Brandon's Place, Yorick's Resting Place, and Underground Wall. These 3 maps have really good areas that are quite easy to access to slow the killer down with a simple charge or block. For random works, Guests can easily charge and punch the killer down if they were to try and climb up the castle, which will usually send the killer flying all the way back down, resetting the progress of the chase. This usually only doesn't work if the killer goes more than halfway up, because for some reason the physics bug out and don't send the killer all the way back down. You can also shove the killer off the hole between the castle, but this is less likely. It's quite similar for Yorick's. This time it's the big cliff mountain with the well on top. There's only one pathway for the killer to run up, so if they were shoved all the way back down, they gotta quickly get back up, or else another survivor can also immediately run up and support the team, resetting the killer's chase progress once again. Now, for Underground War, it's a bit different, as now instead of simply just running up the safe space only, you can now also charge the killer back down into the underground section. This can be detrimental for the killer, as again, it takes a while to get back up, especially if the killer was pushed into the middle zone where the way to get back up isn't as close to the sides. Not to mention, there's still a safe area survivors can run up to, giving Guests even more options to waste the killer's time. Now, enough of explaining Guest's mechanics. Let me show you how he works in the real game. I'll be using the Isle skin I grinded over 12 hours to get, so let's get to the clips. All these clips are from me playing in my Discord server, which you can join right now. The link's on screen right now and in the description. Liking and subscribing would be much appreciated too. Now sit back and enjoy. Hold
This
on.
game is so peak, holy shit.
Doomsakar might be goated.
Hold on, please.
Doomsakar might be LeBron. Doomsakar might be LeBron.
God.
Ooh. Okay, you can survive one more hit.
Do 6 J.
Doomsakar, please! Survive for us, Doomsakar!
If you're lucky, you can try abusing the speed boost from a behead to go as far as you can.
No, he doesn't have a speed boost anymore with the head.
Okay, the cooldown of Jason's move is 2 seconds. If you get to 4 seconds, you'll be able to live.
Run!
Okay, you've won.
Run!
You can't
Run,
kill him in time.
Doomsakar!
Yeah, you couldn't kill him.
Chucky, I missed 2 shots. I am not doing well. My day.
Chance,
What?
don't teach a cat.
Dusika, no!
What if my abilities get cancelled?
I'll keep you alive even if I die trying.
Fucking lord.
Dude, shot. I fucking suck.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Great, don't you wanna be a shot
How
or
you
something?
doing?
Oh god.
Do you want to be a big shot?
Dusika,
No, wait,
no!
Yeah, I got some script for nothing.
You got, you guys using first person because it's way easier to track than on first
I'm
person.
doing that.
Oh.
So amazing.
so sorry, Sebastian.
I tried to charge, but the kill animation was longer than I expected.
Dude, I'm going first person. I'm still missing. I suck. But I got. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I still got one more
Must he come
time.
to me?
Anyone got a med, please? I'm with 5 minutes.
I think I found a medal.
I'm gonna die.
Behind you.
He changed targets.
Jump no!
I'm fine.
I got baited. I gotta eat the hit for you. I gotta eat the hit for you. Just get out of that.
Peace out.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, there's still a long time. I'm not surviving.
Ooh, that actually saved me.
Alright, I guess I'll be on staff now. I guess I'll do emojis.
Oh,
No.
Oh, watch out, Jessica.
Watch out!
that was the craziest dodge I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
That was
Rest in
so
peace.
lucky. That was so lucky.
What the fuck did I cancel?
What did I do? Instant 2 times the second.
Randy.
What the fuck is that range? I forgot how fucking break that was.
Yeah, Void Rush is insane.
I'm dead.
No!
GG's.
There's
I
nothing
pulled
I
out
can do.
skill that was insane.
Hey, John Doe more like John Blind because I threw his subspace. Got him.
Wait, that doesn't work anymore. I nearly did what I usually did. I nearly did the staring into John Doe's soul category. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, his one is not reactable.
First, Jesus.
I guess I'm playing with my brain turned off again.
Sharky,
Where'd
where
you
are
come
you?
from? Oh my god.
Chuck, you're getting
Oh my god, you're all.
really want
I'm
this.
getting cooked.
I'm gonna go look for you. I got you.
Uh-oh.
That was funny in my head.
Okay, are you
But-
because no, the
Chance, I have a medkit for you. Chance too. Chance, my clone. My clone. Here.
Thank you.
Never mind. Can't a man just do a generator these days? Oh, there's a car.
Hey, can the two squad just live for 5 seconds, please?
Awkward. Stop hitting your shots. That is very bad for me.
Oh, can't the 1x out like
Thank you. But poison is gonna make it ignore. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. Bye.
Don't sprung off.
One shot.
I'm not blocking. You can want as much as you want. Oh, that literally hit, but alright. Thank you, game.
Oh, wait, hold up. Hey, that guess is a low HP.
I'm being a human shield. I'm being a human
You're
shield.
schizophrenic.
You're not getting him. You're not getting him. You're not getting him.
Body block that guest. Okay, no, okay, never mind.
Bro, are y'all
I'm also a
playing
guest, so like,
Protect the VIP or something?
Oh, no.
blow up, trim mine. Thank you. Actually, no, I agree with you if this was 3 months. Hey man, that's rude. I was doing that. I was doing that generator.
Oh,
No, what was that? You just stole my. You bum.
Okay, I don't
You
know.
complete
I don't know
bum.
about the legit,
No,
but
you ate my pizza.
But I
No,
don't know
you
about
ate
the
my
legit.
pizza.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Someone stole your pizza?
Yeah, no stole my pizza.
Oh my
but now
God,
I'm
no.
dead.
Okay. Hey, wait, what's the
Don't do
JJ
this,
thing?
Jason. Don't do this.
Hey,
Jason, this isn't you.
Okay, fuck you.
Never mind, I'm dead.
Oh no!
Fuck you. No, you ate my pizza.
It's a real tap. It's my tap.
Tap, trip mine the killer.
Swap 3 AM.
Thank you.
I am looking.
Wow, thankfully I'm not anything. I cannot hear, I cannot listen to the chicken dance the same way anymore.
After the killer head. Whoa. The combo. Hey guys, my name is
My god, this is a car.
my name is Oh. My bad, Turkey. I think Turkey's dead. What? What was that? sorry. As a guest pushed Darius into me without me knowing. I was trying to backstab.
Yeah, dude, I was in you, bro. The hitbox was right on you. How did you not get charged back by my charge?
Am I gonna see Sharky get gored IRL, like real time?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna stop until I get Sharky, so yeah.
Cool, I love droning.
Kayla, that's fake. Kayla, that's literally a fake generator.
Elon, that car is fake.
Oh wait, it is fake. Wait a minute.
Shooting this neon? This is my fastest speed.
Buddy, it's been 6 months and you just now realized that hitboxes are not good.
I had unmuted it for some reason. It still showed me as muted. Like I was basically talking along.
It still register as a punch! Dude, this is bullshit.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, no, I'm just getting hit by every punch. Oh, cool, gamer.
That's no space. That's
Sharks F greened.
What's F green?
F green. I stopped joining you, but you're just like a piece of shit, huh? Okay, buddy.
Did you really think I was gonna fall for that?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, look! Health! Well,
I
punch you and got a bite to eat. No.
Where's your block now?
Flip.
It's your block now, right there.
Well, in simple words, you're Shatletsky, I'm 1x, and this is our LMS.
Is this lighting fire? Right in his head.